We know inception as the establishment or starting point of an activity. The idea of inception shifts from the state of reality to a state called the dream realm, a shared space where anyone sharing the dream can make drastic alterations of any kind without limits or obstacles. The overlaid worlds of dream and reality shift together, now reimagining the memory of water, entering these spaces in an unordinary way. Tides choreograph movement around reshuffled spaces. The disorderly variable of the tides is now managed and controlled. Spaces of contradiction are constructed. The sea started to move backwards. The tide caught my eye. I ran across the field, so focused of present that I did not notice where I was going and fell down a huge hole. The hole just went down suddenly, as if someone unplugged a piece of land. When suddenly I thumbed down to the ground and all I could see above me was the sky. After me was a cave. A large rock stood near the entrance of the cave I had come out from. The water rose and sank in a moment. There was a rock bed by the cave I never noticed before, moving towards the horizon. I went all the way down one side, but then there were pools of water, and up the other, trying every possible way. The water rose and sank in a moment. It was then I realized I was crowded by these queer-looking stamps of rocks and pebbles, carving out the ground like a hard sponge rock. The sea was now rolling back in my direction. I was close to the passageway, but not close enough. The water was close to my feet. Thankfully, I was able to stay dry. When suddenly I found myself back in the cave. The tide closed it down, and now I can feel the water. The sea started to move backwards. The tide caught my eye. I ran across the field along the trodden path, so focused of its presence that I did not notice where I was going, and fell down a slide to a huge hole. The slide just went down in a circle, swirling down through what seemed as an unplugged piece of land. When suddenly I thumbed down to the ground, and all I could see above me was the bottom of the slide. I laid there by the bottom for a while to catch my breath. After me was an arched door opening up to a tunnel leading to the beach. When I opened the door, I noticed a large rock stood near the entrance of the long tunnel I had come out from. The water rose and sank in a moment. There was a promenade by the passageway I never noticed before, moving towards the horizon. I went all the way down one side. But then there were pools of water, and up the other, trying every possible way. The water rose, the passageway behind me concealed. I was trapped on these steps, surrounded by water. I waited a couple of hours before I could continue. The water sank, and a new way was revealed. It was then I realized I was surrounded by these queer-looking walls and slippery ramp going around the negative of the hole. I climbed in the negative and went to sleep. Until the morning came to continue my journey. The sun rose and the water sank. I climbed back out the negative space of the hole and walked back down the ramp. I went up and down stairs, steps, around promenades and pools of water. The sea was now rolling back in my direction. I was close to the passageway, but not close enough. The water was rising, and when I turned around, there was water close to my feet. Thankfully, for the different level steps, I was able to stay dry. When suddenly I noticed a short cut appeared from between the cliffs, going through like a tunnel. The tide closed it down. And now I can sit on the bench and feel the water.